know, climate change causes a lot of weird stuff, like saltwater intrusion along the coasts all over the world into their fresh water supply. Here in the U.S. they're having the same problem, especially in the Gulf of Mexico. But it's not the only intrusion we're having around the planet. There's a new one called microplastics that is causing all kinds of trouble. Let's go into some of the most interesting I've ever heard of before. Microplastics in the clouds could be contaminating nearly everything we eat or drink, a new study finds. This may cause irreversible serious environmental damage in the future. The study finds that microplastics in the world's water, air, food, and even in our bloodstreams. Researchers in Japan have discovered microplastics in the Earth's clouds and may be affecting the climate. Researchers found 9 different types of polymers and 1 type of rubber in the clouds in the form of microplastics. They're smaller than dust grains. Researchers show that large amounts of microplastics are ingested, inhaled by humans and animals alike. Now, if we remember, not too long ago, we were just starting to see microplastics in the bloodstream of some infants. Now we're finding it in everybody that we test and all animals that we test. Microplastics have been detected in multiple organs such as lung, heart, blood, placenta, and feces. It's in everything now. How quickly that happened. The study found that 10 million tons of these plastic bits end up into the ocean. The majority of plastics were, and here are the 3 types. These findings confirm that AMPs play a key role in rapid cloud formation. Now that says a lot, doesn't it? Because we saw just this week, we saw that New York City had a flash flood, the second worst flooding that New York City's ever seen, and they didn't even see it coming. It just happened all at once, and that very might well be because of microplastics in the clouds, causing the clouds to condense much faster than they normally would. So AMPs are degraded much faster in the upper atmosphere than on the land due to the strong ultraviolet radiation, and these degradations release more greenhouse gases and contribute to global warming. So what they're saying in the study is that when these microplastics are in the atmosphere being irradiated, some of this plastic turns into greenhouse gases, which then causes more and more ever global climate change. Now, we've wondered how could we possibly be getting so hot all over the world and have such a reaction to climate change so soon when we weren't supposed to have this for many years in the future. But there are many scientists that are saying there are many feedback loops that we're not even aware of yet. And microplastics in the clouds and in the air are probably one of the major ones that haven't been studied yet and haven't been figured into the science of climate change. So that might be what's happening. All right, well, you guys digest your microplastic. We all have no choice. The more and more plastics that are used and end up in the ocean and then break down into microplastic, and then the wave action in the wind bring it up into the atmosphere is what they're saying. So we'll be digesting and eating and breathing microplastics for the rest of our lives, and who knows what will happen in the future. I appreciate any thoughts you guys have, any ideas on this, and what is your thoughts on it? A lot of people think, oh, maybe we can filter it out. Doesn't look like it. They're too small of particles, and microplastic doesn't ever go away. It just keeps breaking down into smaller and ever smaller till it gets into everything because it's so small. Your comments are welcome, your ups and your new subscribers. And until next time.